guys, Boss96 here, but the O is a 0, and in today's video we are looking at the EAFC 24 Team of the Year. This is my vote. This is who I think deserves to be in that Team of the Year. There could be some picks that you agree with, could be some that you definitely don't agree with, but if you want to find out, make sure to stick around. Watch the rest of this video. Goalkeeper, Alisson. Probably the easiest pick on the entire list. The best goalkeeper in the world currently, and in my eyes, it's by quite a distance. The amount of points that Alisson has gained Liverpool from his saves alone would arguably make him the most important player for any team in the Premier League. Let me know in the comments what you think of that one, but for me, the man's utterly world class. He actively keeps Ederson out of the #1 spot for Brazil. His save percentage of 77% is superb, and his success when a striker is bearing down on him in a one-on-one is just ridiculous. It is actually to the point where, as a Liverpool fan, most of the time, I'm more confident that Alisson will save a one-on-one rather than the opponent scoring against him. Outrageous goalkeeper, and starts this list with a bang. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. As everyone and their mothers have felt the need to point out, it is a travesty that Kyle Walker isn't even available to pick for this. He was superb in the second half of a treble-winning season for City, and he has kept up the same standards for most of this season. He deserves a shout, but you know what? Even if he were available, I'd still pick Trent. Despite him producing a lower standard of performances in a struggling Liverpool side at the start of last season, he really picked up his game in the second half of the campaign, being a big part of Liverpool clinching a European spot. And then this season, the guy's been astronomically incredible. Being given the captain's armband seems to have matured Trent into a real leader in the blink of an eye. He has been grabbing games by the scruff of the neck like a certain Steven Gerrard used to do, and dragging Liverpool through to get the result, all the while doing it from right back. The assists have been as constant as ever, the shots and goals are becoming more regular, and even the one thing people hated on him for, defending, has been much better, and he's still improving. There is not a single player in the world that can do what Trent does from his position, and he deserves a spot in this team. Centre-backs, Kim Min-jae and Ruben Diaz. Now, I've got to start this with a disclaimer. If you follow me on X, you might have seen that I had actually picked William Saliba with Ruben Diaz in my Team of the Year, but after posting that, I had second thoughts. And although Saliba has been a revelation, how in the hell did I not go for Kim Min-jae? The guy won the Serie A with Napoli, who had not won it for 33 years up to that point, being an absolutely vital cog in the centre of that defence. And following a big move to the German Giants by Munich, he's only continued his fantastic performances, having played nearly every single minute for them in a hotly contested season for the title. Apologies for skipping you out on the first draft, Kim, but don't worry, I've fixed that. And then move into the central defender on the other side, and I think it just has to be Ruben Diaz, arguably the best centre-back in the world, or at least one of them. He won the treble with City last year, and I think that will be about enough information that I need to give. But let's praise him some more, shall we? A massive player for the strongest team in the world. You can trust him to dominate near enough every attacker on the planet. Strong, powerful, and a real leader. He's as easy a pick if I ever did see one. Left back, Alex Grimaldo. Finally, someone has the sense to pick Alex Grimaldo in this team, and that someone, it's me. I can't believe so many pundits and streamers releasing their Team of the Year have not been picking Grimaldo. He had a major involvement in Benfica winning the Portuguese league last season before moving to Bayer Leverkusen, where he has just gone on extremely quickly to become one of the best left-backs around. A surprise at the top of the league, his team have been blowing everyone away in the Bundesliga, and Grimaldo is one of the most important members of that team. With 7 goals and 7 assists from 17 games, he has a better ratio than nearly every attacking player in Europe. 14 goal involvements from a left back in just 17 games is frigging mind-blowing, and it doesn't stop there, because he even has 2 goals in 5 Europa League games. Why are more people not speaking about this guy? If he continues this level of form, he'll be playing for one of the major European giants of football before the year is out. And just before we move on to the midfield, if you enjoy the content, please do subscribe to the channel. Central midfield, Federico Valverde, Jude Bellingham and Bernardo Silva. It was incredibly hard not to pick Rodri in this midfield, and to be honest, he probably deserves to be in here, as does Musiala, who is just a dream to watch. But the 3 players I've gone for, I just couldn't leave them out. Valverde is the man who has taken Rodri's spot, and even as I'm talking about it, I'm still on the fence whether this is the right decision. But then I'm reminded of just how unbelievable Valverde is. It's actually weird just how quietly impressive this guy is. He's weirdly linked away from Real Madrid more often than not, but when you watch him, he's probably their best performing player, and he can do everything. Pass, tackle, score. He does it all, and from any position that you ask him to play, because trust me, he can do it all. Secondly, and I've got to pick none other than Jude Bellingham. It's a shoo-in. This lad, at just 20 years and 6 months, is one of the best players on the planet and has taken Real Madrid by storm from the first day. He has scored, assisted, and dominated just about everyone. Watching him play, he feels like a Galactico of times gone by, and you'd imagine he wouldn't have been misplaced within the team of the 2000s with Zidane, Figo, R9, and so on, which is probably the best praise I can give him. Lastly, in the midfield, and we have Bernardo Silva. I really wanted to pick Musiala, but realistically, there is no way you're missing Silva out. Other than a certain Norwegian striker, I'd say Silva was the best player in a City shirt during their treble winning season, and he has filled the void left by KDB's injury this season outrageously well. It's funny because he has very little speed, but he is absolutely everywhere on that pitch, whether offensively or defensively. He is always there, and he will always have a gigantic involvement in every single Manchester City win. But do let me know in the comments if you think I'm crazy for leaving out Rodri or Musiala, and who you will drop out of this midfield for them. Right wing, Mohamed Salah. This man is a joke. Just an absolute joke. The man is 31, but he plays like he's 21. Not selling him to Saudi was Liverpool's best piece of business this summer, and was definitely the most important. I've waxed lyrical about him plenty of times before, so how about some stats? Salah has more goal involvements than anyone else in the league this season with 19, but even more impressive is when you look at 2023 as a whole. He hit the 200 goal landmark for Liverpool and 150 goal landmark in the league, and from 24 goals and 15 assists, he is the only player in Europe's top 5 leagues to exceed 15 goals and 15 assists. This feat hasn't been achieved by any other player in the Premier League since Thierry Henry in 2003. In total, he registered 49 goal contributions in 2023, which was the 4th best in Europe. How many more stats do you need? Unbelievable player, one of the best in the world, and definitely the best in his position. Striker Erling Haaland, and it was so hard not to pick Harry Kane, who I think absolutely deserves a spot in this team. Of course he does, more than most, but I'm not going to just shoehorn him in like the others who have put him in at left wing, a position he has never played in his life. So it came down to a straight shootout between Harry Kane and Erling Haaland. Let me know who you're picking in the comments, because for me it's incredibly close, as are the numbers, and the fact that Harry Kane was doing it for an underperforming Spurs side for the first half of the season does go in his favour here. But you've got to consider the bigger picture. Harry Kane is much more experienced than Haaland, and it was never a doubt that he'd bag for fun in the Bundesliga. But the same could not be said for Haaland. Some wondered whether he would be able to replicate the goal-scoring form that saw him move to Manchester City in the first place. Erling Haaland saw those doubters and annihilated their opinions, coming to the Premier League at 22 years of age, winning the Golden Boot, breaking the most goals in a Premier League season, along with a number of other goal-scoring records, and then winning the treble with Manchester City. It's simply unheard of. Both have had a tremendous 2023, but Erling Haaland has simply achieved more. Left wing, Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, what more needs to be said? Mbappe is a freak of nature. The haters will say he plays in a Farmers League, but the World Cup at the end of 2022 proved how he can perform against the absolute best, and for me, he is the best player in the world, with 22 goal involvements from 17 league games so far, and a total of 41 goal involvements in 2023. He is right up there with the very best of them when it comes to numbers, but it's more than just the numbers with Kylian. He is one of the most exciting players on the planet to watch. Reminiscent of Thierry Henry, his relentless speed is exhilarating, and that unstoppable ability to cut in and hit the back of the net time and time again is something to behold. Despite the amazing attacking talent this year, it's nearly impossible to leave Kylian out of the team of the year, and I've proving it here. There we have it, guys. That is my EAFC 24 Team of the Year. Please do let me know down in the comments what you thought of my picks, whether you liked them or whether you didn't. And please do remember to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to helping this channel out, and I'd really appreciate it. And if you do want to check me out across all of my other socials, I am on Twitch, where I do all of my streaming, X, Instagram, and TikTok, all under the same handle, Bolts96, but the O0. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.